Angelina Jolie, there's a void in her heart and still tears up when she thinks of Brad Pitt, source says. Reports continue to claim that Angelina Jolie misses her ex-husband a lot and that the divorce has left a void in her heart. That being said, a new source tells Hollywood Life that the actress stumbled upon one of his old t-shirts at home not too long ago and she burst into tears. Angelina burst into tears when she found one of Brad's favorite white t-shirts while she was going through an old suitcase. It was forgotten in there, and when Angie pulled it out and held it, all the memories came rushing back. She could still smell his cologne on it, so it was a real-time warp for her. It was really overwhelming. She just felt all of the sadness at the loss of what she fears may have been the one great love of her life, the insider explained. If the reports are true, it really sounds like the mother of six is having a hard time getting over what they had together, even though she was the one to file for divorce. The source went on to add that every time Angelina feels like she's over Brad, something simple happens and she's right back to missing him. The more time she spends away from Brad, the more she realizes that he may have been the last man she will ever love. But she comforts herself knowing that she has 6 children she loves with all of her being, so she'll always know love. Still, there's a void in her heart where Brad used to be, and his shirt was a very sad reminder that she is absolutely still grieving the loss of her marriage. Angelina Jolie can barely envision the successor to Brad Pitt, HL has exclusively learned. What's interrupting her daydreams about a new love? Angelina Jolie, 43, is caught between nostalgia and acceptance. After the 2-year anniversary since filing for divorce from Brad Pitt, 54, passed, a source close to Angelina exclusively tells Hollywood Life, it's really dawned on Angelina recently how empty her life is without Brad in it. With that said, our source adds that Angie has pretty much gone through all 7 stages of grieving a breakup now. The Maleficent actress has especially ruminated on one stage, which is important for moving forward, our source claims. Even though the worst was probably the anger stage, she's been struggling a lot with the last one, redirected hope, our source reveals. Moving forward and knowing that she will be okay without Brad, and that they will never be together again, has been a lot for Angelina to process, even though she's pretty much accepted that fact now. Angelina met Brad, who's now shooting Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, on the set of their film Mr. and Mrs. Smith in the summer of 2004. Photos of them as a couple surfaced from Kenya in April of 2005, just a few months after Brad and ex-wife Jennifer Aniston announced their split. And the rest is history. They shared so many good times, not to mention 6 kids together, and a large part of her still believes that he was the love of her life and her soulmate, our source goes on. Angelina and Brad share children: Maddox, 17, Pax, 14, Zahara, 13, Shiloh, 12, and 10-year-old twins Knox and Vivian. With all the history behind her, here's why Angelina struggles to imagine life with another man. Angelina hates to think she will never meet somebody else again, but she struggles to imagine herself with anybody but Brad, our source explains. Our source continues that it's been really tough for Angelina to move on, as she's had lovers here and there that were never serious. Of course, our source isn't suggesting the Oscar-winning actress wants to get back together with Brad, as she's accepted they're a done deal. But Angie's still feeling stuck. The truth is, she just can't envision what that person would look like, or who they would be, other than Brad, and in all honesty, she knows that ship has well and truly sailed, our source says. And it's difficult for us to imagine a couple outside Brangelina. Their romance caused a sensation, which even caught Angelina off guard when it happened. We just became kind of a pair, she told Vogue in a 2007 interview, regarding their time spent on set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And it took until, really, the end of the shoot for us, I think, to realize that it might mean something more than we'd earlier allowed ourselves to believe. And both knowing that the reality of that was a big thing, something that was going to take a lot of serious consideration.